Well, happy Sunday to you, lovely ladies and gentlemen. Steve Collins coming to you from gorgeous San Antonio, Texas, the second most powerful, passionate, and purposeful coach and speaker in the world. I hope you guys are rested on this fantastic Sunday and that you are putting your battle plan together for tomorrow. Quick conversation today. Knowing who you're not is as critical as knowing who you are. Knowing who you're not is as critical as knowing who you are. Let me explain, if I might. Most people go through life concerned about, prohibited by, and encapsulated by their fear of what other people will think of them at any given time. Most people refuse to take significant risks because of the others in their lives who truly may care about them and yet are speaking out of their own self-inflicted, limited beliefs. Limiting beliefs that have not allowed them to take great risks and therefore achieve great rewards. So in a desire to help someone to not have to suffer what is certainly going to accompany taking big risks, they will attempt to prohibit that person's particular growth. Now, the problem with this, I hope you can begin to see already, is that it has an effect on a person's ability to be as big as they can possibly be, because a person is never quite certain of who they are, and just as important, who they are not. What I'm talking about here are standards for living, boundaries for living. It's been said, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. And there's never been a more prevalent manifestation of this attitude than in this current generation. There are certain things about certain people that you respect because although you may not like them, you likely respect them because they have certain boundaries and certain rules, if you will, for themselves, certain disciplines that they have chosen that are going to be standards in their life. There are certain things that they definitely do, and then there are certain things that they definitely do not do. And this does not fall into the category, if you will, at this point in this conversation of right and wrong, if you will. This falls into the category that I would like to discuss, which is knowing who you are and knowing who you're not. Let me give you, for instance, in business. Let's say if you were a business owner, and let's say that you were, going to run a coaching company. You would have to know what you are and what you stand for and what your mission and purpose is. And you would have to be extra clear on knowing what you are not and who you are not in that role. The same would go for maybe a realtor, or maybe a business owner that owned a car dealership, or maybe someone who sold jet airplanes, or it may be somebody who has a food truck. Knowing what you are and what you're not is a key element. Let me give you a for instance. If somebody bought a food truck and they tried to please everybody, they would have a whole bunch of stuff and it might taste like crap. But if they just said, a mushroom pizza? No, we make pepperoni pizzas. Oh, okay, darn it. Well, is there a chance y'all could maybe whip up, a sausage pizza? Well, no, we make pepperoni pizzas. Well, doggone it, I don't like you just make pepperoni pizzas. Cool. They're the best freaking pepperoni pizzas you're probably ever going to eat, because that's what we do, and all that other stuff we don't do. So knowing who you are and knowing who you are not, knowing what you stand for and knowing your boundaries is a key element to you becoming inoculated from the concern of what others will think of you. At some point, when you practice this principle, your give a crap-o-meter, I don't even care, y'all. You don't even care. Because you realize you ain't a taco. You ain't ice cream. Ain't everybody gonna love you. Sorry. There are people who will never get you, like you, want anything to do with you. Ladies and gentlemen, you got to be okay with that. One of my favorite quotes is a gentleman who once said, "I don't want everybody to like me. In fact, I should think less of myself if certain people did." You get where I'm coming from? The ability to be confident in who you are comes from knowing who you're not. So let's just give you another plain and simple example here, okay? Let's say when we were forming our coaching company, we aligned ourselves with the Ziglers. I had opportunity and was requested to be part of other organizations that were not bad. They just weren't what I stand for. They just weren't who I am and who I intend to continue to become and to help others to become. Mr. Ziglar was very, very committed, not just to success, ladies and gentlemen, not just to making money, not just to looking at your numbers and let me help you grow, let me help you, we'll build this big business. No. He was saying stuff you don't see any other gurus talking about. He spoke of the redhead, his precious wife. He said she was a decided redhead because one day she just went down to the hair salon and decided she's going to have red hair. He said, you may know her as Jean. Her name is Jean. Everybody knows she's the redhead, but I call her Sugar Baby. He celebrated and applauded his marriage. He made it known to all that success, apart from being a great husband and a great father to Mr. Ziglar, wasn't success at all. Success at the cost of your family? No, sir. That wasn't his gig. Oh, you have millions. Fantastic. That's wonderful. How are you doing spiritually? How are you doing physically? How are you doing emotionally? How are you doing as a husband or a father or a wife or a mother? How are you doing in the areas, by the way, that really matter? So knowing who I was and knowing who I was not is a key element to not giving your give a crapometer. My give a crapometer is broken, y'all. I just really don't give a crap what anybody thinks about me, and I care a lot about what others think of me, in the sense that I would like to live my life in such a way that it could cause men and women to say, that's an example. That is a life that I would be happy living. That is a life that I would be happy partaking in. That dude lives in a way that if I lived that way, I feel like I'd be doing all right. That is a goal that I have, and it puts the onus on me to become before I can help anybody else do that. If you want to be free from the fear of what people think about you, if you want to be free from the stresses that accompany being paralyzed to take action because you're not sure how things are going to turn out, discover and determine and decide who you are, and just as importantly, decide and discover who you're not. Have a great evening, guys.